Welcome, girls. Welcome back to the Omina Collective Podcast. Today, with a very special guest, Louisa. Hello and welcome to the space.
Hi.
It's so beautiful to have you here.
I'm really happy to be here.
It's so good to see you. And Anna and I, we just thought about you and your journey. And that is just so important for all the girls outside to hear. And we are so happy to have you and that you were willing to jump onto the podcast and talk with us about it. And maybe for a little back story, because Louisa and I, we met in Bali 2022, right? We talked about this a second ago. We did our yoga teacher training together. And since then, we are always in contact here and there, even though we don't live in the same place. But yeah, we always try to make it happen and see each other. Even if it's on Mallorca or in Germany, and it's so beautiful. We just saw each other in Germany for a sweet dinner. And it was so nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe, Louisa, maybe you just want to introduce yourself. Give us a little background story. Who's Louisa? What are you doing? Where are you from? What is your passion? What do you love? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Yeah. So thank you first for having me. I'm really happy to be here. I'm Louisa, like you probably know now. And I just met Vanessa. I know you since a bit of a time. We've been roommates in Bali and shared 3 wonderful weeks. And yeah, I'm 28 years old now. I just got married a month ago, actually. And
congrats.
Thank you. And yeah, otherwise I live in Germany since I was born in Germany. I lived in Canada for 5 years when I was 4 to 9. And since then I'm back in Germany. I have all my friends here and my family, and I'm a physiotherapist for children. My mom owns the place and I really want to take it over one day. It's my passion, definitely, to work with the children. And yeah, to just be there. And I really enjoy the job. Besides that, I'm a yoga teacher. Since Vanessa and I did the teacher training together, I never intended to really teach, but yeah, one day I just started, and I also do it in the physiotherapist therapy place. So it's a really, really nice combination. Otherwise, I love yoga, of course. I love spending time with my friends, my family, my dog. I love art. When I have time, which is not always the time. When I have time, I love drawing and painting. I love going for long walks in the woods. I love traveling. I definitely have the wrong job to travel, but whenever I have time, I'm definitely not in Germany. And yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess.
Thank you, love, for sharing. That's amazing. And we want to jump directly into the very important topic to talk about, actually, because I think a lot of girls are struggling with their periods. And we already recorded a podcast about the periods where Anna and I talked about it a little bit more. But I think your journey is also very special. And we just wanted to give more space to this very important topic, because so many girls, as I said, are struggling with it. And I think it's so important to bring awareness and that you're not alone and to help each other out. And maybe you can just start to share a little bit about your journey. How did it started? Because I know it started for you in school already, that you just took the pill and you had your period, but actually, right, it's not like the natural one. And then realizing actually you don't have your period, and then of the whole journey of getting it back. And it would be so beautiful to go back in time a little bit and tell us how it started and where you're coming from.
Okay, yeah, sure. So I actually got my period on a natural way. I think I was 12 or 13. And I wasn't like the first in my friends group because I was always the youngest in my class. So other friends had their periods. I was like in the middle. It was fine. You could talk about it. It was still like not the topic you would, outburst, but it was okay. My parents were fine. Like, everything was pretty fine. I didn't have a big pain or anything. I never had a problem. With 15, I had my first boyfriend. And then that was like, to that time, it was just like, okay, go to the doctor, you'll get the pill, and then you're fine. So I did that. I never thought about it. I just took it. And then, of course, the period was just the period on the pill. So it was not natural anymore. But I never had a problem with the pill. And with 15, like, I had a super normal life. I was going to school, meeting my friends, going to 5 different hobbies a week just because I had fun doing them. It was like horseback riding, playing tennis, nothing really super good. I was just playing the flute or something like that, just different hobbies. And then when I did my Abitur, I always wanted to study medicine. And so I knew I really had to be good in school. And then I sat on my homework for hours after school. And in between, because I had a super shitty English teacher, and he didn't understand. I was pretty good in English since I've lived in Canada for 5 years. And I always wanted to prove myself that I was good in English. And so I did everything for English. And I sat doing analyses like for 6 hours a day. And in between, I would go to the gym and just do like courses, jumping on the trampoline. It was always really exhausting courses. And then I thought my brain would be better after like doing sports. And then I would keep on studying. And I did that like for 2 years. And then I found out that I was pretty good. Well, it wasn't in English since my teacher was just shitty and always telling me I was not good. And I began to become really good in running. I had a good lung. I started running because it was even quicker than going to the gym because I could just go out the door and then have my sports done after like an hour or 2. So I found out I would go running. I ran 5 kilometers, a week later 8, and so on until it was like 18 kilometers. And then I did that almost every day. I ran my first half marathon, I think half a year later. And then I think it was like over 3 years where I did a lot of sports, then came into running. And then a year after that, I said, now I'm going to run a marathon. And then I did that. And I thought I would take 5 hours. And in the end, it was like 3 hours 42. Which was pretty good. It was like really a proof for me. Oh, I'm really good in this actually. And, I began working in a hospital as a surgery assistant. So I was on my legs from 7 to 4 because my Abitur wasn't that good that I could study medicine. So I failed in English and my Abitur, it wasn't too bad, but it was not that good to like really study medicine right away. So I first did the surgery assistant thing for 3 years. While that, I ran the marathon. And I think to that time, I ran 25 kilometers 4 to 5 times a week. It was normal for me. Yeah, and I got really skinny, really, really skinny. Like over the 3 years, it dropped more and more and more and more. And I still ate a lot, I would say, but still also the healthy kind of way, like a lot of salads, a lot of healthy veggies, stuff like that. It wasn't enough for my body. I would probably have to eat 4,000 calories or more. And I maybe ate 1,800 or something. So not enough. Yeah. That's to that point. Then Corona kicked and I wanted to run another marathon, but every marathon was canceled. And so I did this like running over 2 years until Corona was finished. Then I ran another marathon. I was 1 minute quicker. And the first marathon was really easy for me. The second one was horrible. I thought I would die. It was really hard for me because my body was so stressed. In between, I even broke my bone, my hip bone, my Schambein. I don't know what it's called in English. Just by running. I didn't know I broke it. I never went to the doctor. And he told me after 6 weeks that I actually broke it because my bone density was so weak. Yeah, my hair was really thin. I had acne And then after this, when I was running so much, I often had like really heavy night sweats. So I was soaked in water. I had to change in the night. And I was wondering, why is this? And I once talked to a friend and she said she had a form of like eating disorder and everything. She was like, well, have a look at, you're doing a lot of sports. Maybe it's your hormones. Go to the doctor and check it. And then I went to the doctor and she said, to that point, I had an IUD, the hormonal IUD. She was like, no, I don't know. Well, do you have your period? I was like, no, I don't. And she was like, yeah, well, that's normal. If you have the hormonal IUD, it doesn't matter. And then I was like, yeah, what about these night sweats? Maybe it can have something to do with that. And she was like, yeah, go to another doctor and get it checked. So I went to another doctor and they actually checked everything and they told her to do a hormonal test. And then it came out that my estrogen was below the point you can actually measure it. So you couldn't even measure it. And yeah, that's when I learned, okay, this is not good. I also checked my bone density. It was in the red. It was, they have like green, yellow, red, dark red, and it was like red. So it was already really, really weakened. And and then I Googled like no period, now what? And then something like that. And then a book came up and I thought like maybe I'll just get this book and read it. It feels like maybe they can help me because the doctors, they are not helping me at all. And then I read this book and it completely opened my eyes. And I ran the last marathon in October where I had these really, really bad night sweats. It was the end of October. And on New Year's, like 2 months after, I decided to quit running and go all in. That's what they name it in the book, what you have to do to get your period back. And that's what I did. Yeah. I think that's simply, I probably forgot things, but that's like the fast version.
My God.
Oh, thank you, love, for sharing your story.
Thank you, first of all, for saying it. And I think, wow, what you just described is obviously such a long period of ups and downs and struggles and reckoning. So I wonder, was there a point where you said, okay, enough is enough. I need to change something? Was it like a moment, or was it a specific conversation or a period, or what was it for you?
Well, like my family told me like 100 times, it's too much sports. Look at you. You're super thin. You're super skinny. You have to eat more. You have to do more, whatever. No more sports. I tried all of it. And I didn't really listen. I didn't do it right. And then I found this book and I read the first pages and I was like, oh my God, this is me in the book. I have everything of this and I'm doing this like they are. Like women are writing their stories in it. And every second woman, I was like, oh my gosh, I know this. The symptoms, I never connected them. And I had like all the symptoms. I did everything the other women did wrong. Yeah, I was just really trapped. And then reading it and then reading the women who were later telling what changed and how their mood brightened up, their skin, their hair, their just whole life. I was reading it and I was like, wow, I have to change something. I can never go back. And reading this, how it can actually be, I do not want my life that I have at the moment because I know it's wrong. I mean, my parents, my sister, my friends, my boyfriend, they are telling me since years, why am I not listening? And it was really hard because it was like me confronting myself. It was like, wow. Ooh.
Yeah, it's a very huge step then also to Google and go for it, to search for a solution. I think sometimes you're so deep in it that you can't see, even though other people tell you, but you can't really listen. It's very interesting. I resonate with you so much because I also lost my period over time and I also didn't listen, and because I wasn't so conscious at that time.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's also hard it takes some time to actually realize, oh my God, something is wrong here, and to change something about it. And
definitely.
Yeah. But looking back, what warning signs would you say did you ignore also for the girls outside who maybe struggling with this to just see if they can relate. What kind of signs did your body give you? And also, when did you realize that your body was asking you to slow down as well? Was it when you broke your bone, or was it after? When was the exact time?
Definitely underweight. And I got I still have a lot of hair on my arms, but I had really hairy arms. So this also comes with this being super skinny. Then broken hair, acne, not having your period. If you have a IUD or hormonal IUD, yes, it can be that you don't have your period, but then you should, if you really want to see if you have it, then take it out. There are the copper IUDs, they are fine. And there are different options you can also safely use to not get pregnant.
Yeah.
Then I had these night sweats, definitely night sweats. Always having, it's a mind thing, always to think that you have to move or you have to deserve your food. That thinking at a lot or thinking about food the whole day is also a red flag. Being hungry the whole day. There are times in your cycle where you're hungry the whole day. That's okay. But if it's always, and you always crave food and you have eating attacks, binge eating, then that's also a red flag. It doesn't have to be that you lose your period, but it's a mix. Everything's mixed. And then I have to think what else I had. My digestion was not really that normal, I would say. And going to the toilet to pee in the night is also, I read that in the book, and I normally went 3 times a night. And I read that this also is a sign for low estrogen. And it actually went away when I got my period back. I could measure it with that.
Wow.
It's really interesting.
Wow.
But if you don't of course, if you drink a liter before you go to bed, then you probably wake up once in a night and have to go to the toilet. But if it's 3 times a night and you drink normal, then this is a sign for low estrogen. Also sleep quality was not good in comparison to now. Of course, it's all in comparison to now. And my mood was always like this. I had the key to go running whenever I was bored, whenever I was annoyed, whenever I was feeling, I don't know, I didn't feel my feelings really. I just went running. So it was a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
It was not good, of course. And also having one coping strategy is also not the best. If it's sitting and really thinking about it and reflecting, then that's probably good. But if it's going running, I was really literally running away from myself, from everything. And I think that also has to do something with why I lost my period because it took a long time. I gained weight, ate a lot. I tried to really regenerate my body, but until my mind was really with myself, then it first came back. So my body was the mirror, but the mind needed more time. Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, it's so interesting, right? Not like that. It comes back. It really needs time. And I feel you. And I think a lot of women out there can relate with this, no matter what your coping mechanism might be. But I think everyone has their little, things that they do to, escape themselves a little bit. And what was the point where you started to listen to your body? How did you start to allow yourself to feel all of these things and to feel more connected to yourself and to see actually what is good for you and to listen to your sensation of the body again, to your feelings hey, actually, I don't want to go running right now. I just want to rest, right? When did you decided to also take a step back and slow down and start to listen to the sensations of your body? Was there a change? Was it through reading the book, or how did it come? What kind of tools or practices did you do?
Well, it was definitely with the book while reading it, and they had a program. It was called All In. And I'm a person in that kind of state, you need a program because otherwise if they say I okay, sit down and then listen to your body. You're like, I can't do this. What should I do? So the program was no more sports activity. Your heart rate wasn't allowed to go over 100. So I bought a watch where I saw my heart rate, and then I tried not to do any activity with getting my pulse over 100, which is really hard because you go like for a walk and it's 115. You're like, shit, I'm too fast. And so it was, I just tried to like do, you weren't even allowed to go more for a walk more than 30 minutes. So this was it. Heart rate and no more walking than more than 30 minutes a day. Eating 8 times a day, over 2,500 calories in total. And then they said you could do something like yoga, meditation. This would be good for you. But of course, at first it was really, really hard for me. I mean, I ran a marathon 2 months before. I did like sports for 4 to 5 hours every day. And then I was like, okay, I'm quitting this now. And what am I doing with my time?
Yeah.
Oof. So it was so hard. I finished my uni in that time. So I did have to study a lot. It was actually good that it came together. But yeah, it was really, really hard. I remember going to the gym just to walk there, to just be there and not like have the feeling that I'm forbidding everything. And then I went for walks with my friends. I didn't take the walk thing too serious. I did try to really follow the program that they told in the book. And I also went to a therapist for women, to just talk about it because it was really hard for me. And I talked a lot with my friends and family. They really helped me, and with my boyfriend, of course. And that's where it was a slow progress. I wouldn't say there was one day where I listened to my body. It was just like finding out who I am and my feelings. It took a while, but they came back. I had the feeling that while I was running so much and not having my period and everything, the whole story, while I had that, I couldn't really laugh. Like, it was like normal laughing, like, but when I was a kid, I laughed and I cried every time. And I had like these laughing attacks. And I remember while being all in, my first laughing attack again. And it was like, oh my God, this is actually me. And I like got to know myself again. And it was so crazy. I also, through everything the book said, I had all of that. Like, I had all of it being bad, but the thing is coming back, the feelings, creativity and everything, it came back. And that was really, really nice. And I can't say when it was. It was beautiful. Like step by step by step. Sometimes it dropped again, of course. It's never just a way up. It's also a way down. But yeah, it went up. But it took a while. It definitely took a while. And then after half a year, I got my first period actually after the day I finished all my exams and I finished my uni, and I was a physiotherapist on the next day, even if I was stressed before I had my first period. It was crazy that it fell together.
Wow.
Super crazy. And then I think 3 days later, we flew to Bali, or I flew to Bali to meet you there. And I first thought like, oh my
God, I didn't even know that. Wow.
Yeah. And I started yoga. Like, I think I practiced yoga like 5 times before because I knew it shouldn't be too much. It is actually the way I found to yoga, because one day I was like, I can't walk. I can't do nothing. I have to do something. And then I found to yoga, and I first wanted to go to Bali for a dolphin therapy practice for 3 weeks or something, but the dolphins weren't held good. So I thought, like, what can I do in Bali where I get to learn people, get to know people? And then I was like, I'm just going to do a yoga teacher training. And then I did that. And then I met you. And it was really crazy because my period just came back. I thought like, oh, maybe it's too much for my body, but I really want to do it. I don't want to have the feeling that I'm really restricting something I really want to do. And so I listened to my body and just to my intention to just do it. And that was definitely one of the best things I did, because through that teacher training, also through the meditation work and through all this training, it was just heart opening, feeling yourself, getting to know yourself better, also traveling alone always. It was just really, really good. And from that, it went up. And I actually got my second period in Bali after the yoga teacher training where I was like, oh, good. Okay. It wasn't too much for my body, but I always tried to keep on eating, having rest, and like really trying to be myself and trying to follow the protocol, but not having too much things I'm forbidding myself. I tried to find a balance.
It's so beautiful.
And balance is, it's just the key. Yeah.
It is the key. Wow. Yeah. It truly is. It truly is for everything, right?
Yeah.
What would you say helped you to trust this healing process the most? Because I bet it was, as you said, also like not easy at all to go from running a marathon to not being able to walk more than 30 minutes a day and just changing your whole lifestyle. What helped you the most to really trust this process and to sit with, the changes of your body as well, and maybe guilt of, not working out or not doing so much anymore about, okay, what was giving you the trust in this process?
Well, definitely in the beginning, I was in bed at night and my legs were shaking because they didn't move enough. Like it was really like withdrawal. And I was there like, wow, oh my God, what is this? And yeah, it helped to have one therapist with me where I could just talk with. I went to her once a week. My friends and family, I had like 2 really close friends that were always there for me and whom I could talk to anytime. I could call them at night. I went for walks with them once a week to update them, and they were really there for me. Also my family. And I journaled a lot. This was also really helpful. And I always had this book where I had like these few pages where I like marked what will happen if I really do this and continued this program. And reading them was definitely also good in the times that were really hard. Talking to my boyfriend, he was also really there for me. And really trying to figure out which triggers there were, because there are a lot triggers you have to go through if you like completely change your lifestyle, and having people around you do things you would love to do, you used to do, but you were not allowed to. And this being not allowed was really hard for me, and it killed me. It was like all the time there was a trigger and I was like, oh no, I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed. And then one day I was like, wait, this is also wrong. I can't always just say I'm not allowed to. I'm just going to find a balance here. And then whenever it was like someone was going running and I really, really wanted to go outside and just do something, I would say, okay, well, they say you're not allowed to go more than half an hour, but I really want to go. I'm just going to meet a friend and go for a walk with her. Or I would go to the gym if I really wanted to and just listen to some music or watch a movie while walking on this thing and just being there. Just to prove my body I'm okay, but I'm not allowed to do this. And yeah, this was really the key to find just the balance in the things. Also for my life later. And to trying to trust my body that he's strong. He ran a marathon, 120 kilometers a week, over years. He will figure it out to get the period back and to find the balance. And that was also really important for me. It took a while, but it was really worth it. And I needed this. Wow. And that's where I began to trust my body again. And I always did these hormonal tests, and they were really bad over times. And then they were one time good, and then it fell down again. And this was it was actually really bad that I did them, because I thought it was going good. And then the doctor told me there's no estrogen in your body. And I was like, this can't be, after half a year. And I thought I was healed. And it always threw me back. So I would actually not do these, maybe do it once for you to see, and then try to get your period back. These hormonal tests are, if you see all the symptoms that are getting better, not peeing anymore, getting your period, no more night sweats, better skin, better hair, better mood, then this is more proof than any hormonal test.
Yeah.
Because you're in a up and down. Yeah.
And that's when you start to trust your body again, right? Where you're like, I know what I know.
Yeah.
And I don't need anybody on the outside to tell me this or that, right?
Yes.
So that's exactly the shift that you did. Yeah. That's so inspiring.
And I actually never did the end hormonal test. I just stopped it. I was like, no, my period is fine. I'm fine. And I actually went to a doctor 1 month ago. It's like a new house doctor, whatever, because I didn't have one anymore. And then I told her the whole story and she was like, well, where are the tests, the last tests from your hormonal thing? I just see the low estrogen. And I was like, I stopped them. I got my period back. It's coming every month. I'm healthy. I don't have any symptoms anymore. I'm sure it will be fine. And she's like, okay, you're right. It's good. Yeah, because of course, if you have a story like this, you're going to be an hormonal expert at the end. And I read so much books about the cycle, how you can really get a better cycle, how you should live while you have your cycle and in which rhythm, what is best, which training, in which phase and everything. So I know everything and it's fine. I know it's fine.
That's worth the most, right? When you know it's fine, that's worth the most. Exactly. Yeah. So, Louisa, it really sounds like from where you started and to where you are, it's like 180 degrees different, right? Like where you started, you didn't even look at the signs of your body, right? You really pushed everything down, the mental, the emotional, the physical, not even looking at it. And now you went to the doctors and said, you know what? I know what I know. I have this intuition of my body and I know that I'm healthy. So I just wanted to acknowledge that and just really, wow, what a journey it's been. Like so beautiful. So beautiful.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. In this book, No Period, Now What, the German version, I have my story in there and I wrote it like, I think 5 years ago or 4 years ago when I had my period back already, probably 4 years ago. Or even less, maybe 3. I don't know. I wrote the story in there. And yesterday I was like, oh, I'm going to be on this podcast. Maybe I should read in it. And I read the story and I was like actually crying because I was like, wow. This is so crazy. This is such a different life. And I don't want to go back. I never, ever want to go back there again. And on the other side, it's really, I'm so glad that I'm there where I am now. And I learned so much through it. And yeah, it was definitely like, I wouldn't be here, but I talked to my boyfriend and I was like, wow, or my husband now, but I was like, really, what actually did I miss in these years? It's crazy. I just went running the whole time. What could I have done? And that really made me pretty sad. And also when I read like I read like I really hurt my family. They were like so worried over years. And I remember my sister once crying and I saw it because of me, because she was so worried. And this was really hard for me. Like, wow. I think this is the most what I regret, hurting them and having a life spent over years just running away from myself. Yeah.
I understand you so much, but I also think, at that point in life, I think you also didn't know it better in a way, and it made you to the person you are today, the wonderful, strong, beautiful, powerful woman that you are, and so healthy, and so aware, and so kind, and so caring and so loving. And I think it's okay. Everyone is struggling with something, and to give your younger self some grace in a way of, you were young and you didn't know better at that time, and you just did what you thought would be good for you at the end of the day, even though it wasn't. But the good thing is you realized, right? And you changed something about it. And it's crazy. Look how strong you are right now. And it's so beautiful to have you here on this podcast and talk with you about it. And also the years that we are friends right now already, and all the years together to see you grow and to always talk about all of these things. I mean, we had so many conversations also about the period, right? Because I feel you a lot. And I also have some regrets maybe from the past. What do I have missed? Or I maybe also disappointed my family. But I think what you also realized, everyone was still with you and they just wanted the best for you because they love you and support you and just want you to get better. And no matter what you're going through, they're always with you. And it's so beautiful. And I think also relationships then get so much stronger as well. And yeah, it's really, really beautiful. So also giving ourselves some grace at the end of the day, I think that's also
Yeah, I
important.
mean, I know it's a part of me, and I know I wouldn't
Exactly.
be there where I am today. And I'm like fine with living it. Just yesterday when I read it, I was like really like getting me back there.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm so glad I'm not
of
there
course.
anymore.
Of course.
And I really was also with your podcast, I mean, through the book anyway, through my story in it, like it helped me reading the story of the women in the book. So I just really want to help people to not go that deep into that, find it out earlier and just go all in. And even if it's hard, but it's so worth it.
Because you were speaking about, helping other women and being in this book. What is one advice or one tip that you would give younger women that are also struggling with having a period? What would you say to them?
Get the book, No Period, Now What? And read it fully, completely.
We will link
and
the
do
book
the program.
also.
Please. I actually, I have it here with me. This is the book. If you're German, then buy it in German. You can read my story in it, but otherwise, this is the book. And Nicola Rinaldi, she also offers she has a website and channel. And if you you also have all these women not having their period, you can sign up. And then you can put your story inside. I also did that. I asked questions and I think it costs $4 or $5 a month. It's not much. It's so worth it. And you can also book, a session with her. I once did that just to talk to her, and I went there with my hormonal status, and she gave me a lot of advice. And I can really, really just read the book. Everything's inside. She also talks about her website thing and the community. And really, I would recommend that for sure. And then go all in. Just do it. Yeah.
And when I look at it, it's like even on the cover, it has the running shoes. So I can only imagine when you saw it, when you were speaking about this moment, when you were looking for help, and then you see this, and it's you, right? It's incredible that came up from the universe as a gift in a way. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And to that time, there was no one writing about this. Today we have all these cycle books, but this is different. And there is another book I can recommend. It's In the Flow, but I would read this when you have your cycle again. Then you can read this, but first definitely this one, because this is a different program. And if you're really not having your cycle for a longer time, you have to do this program first, for sure, for a longer period of time. She says how long, and then you can do this. You can also link it, but the other one.
Yes, definitely. I think both are amazing books. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, love, for sharing this. That's amazing and so helpful, I think, for the girlies outside who may struggle with this as well. And just so important to say that you're not alone with this. And there's always help for you outside. And we're definitely going to link everything below. And Louisa, also to wrap it up a little bit, maybe you can tell us a little bit about your life right now. How do you feel? How do you go through life and manage your period? How do you find rest if you need to? What are you doing right now? Are you started running again or never? How does it look like right now for you?
Yeah, it's funny because everyone who knows my story is like, are you running again now? And I'm not really running anymore. No. Sometimes I have a kick, and then I have this energy, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go running now. And I'm just going to run however long I think I just want to go. And then it's like, I don't know, 5-10 kilometers. It's like maybe once every 2 months. It doesn't happen often. And otherwise, I do not want to go running. I still love going. Like at the time, I was really into it. I wanted to do a triathlon because I'm also really good in swimming. I'm really good in riding my bike, but I never did it. But I really love riding my bike. I love going swimming if the weather is good. I actually do sport and listen to my body, what I really want to do. So I never, I don't have a course I go to every week. I have my 4 yoga classes I teach every week, and this is normally like my sports. But otherwise, I go home after work, or maybe in the morning. I know it's really good weather. I want to bring my swimsuit and then go swimming after work. And if I really feel after work, like I want to go swimming, then I go. If not, I don't go.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to do an adventure bike ride. I'm going to go for a bike ride, either with friends or not. I do what I feel like. Same with the yoga. I'm not like getting up and doing my yoga every morning. Sometimes I want to go do yoga, then I do it. Otherwise, I don't. And this is actually my sports routine. Sometimes it's just teaching my courses over a whole week. Sometimes it's riding the bike, going swimming, and doing a bit of yoga or nothing. It depends. It really depends. I listen to my body. And otherwise, I'm just working a lot still, but I love my work. It doesn't feel like working. I'm on my legs anyway the whole day. I love walking. I normally walk to work. It's like 25 minutes. So I get my steps in. I don't really do it for the steps. I just do it to be outside, to listen to a podcast or send like speech memos with my friends. It's my friend's time, kind of. And yeah, I see that I really have breakfast in the morning. This is really important also if you don't have your period, and for hormonal health. Breakfast is the most important thing you can have in the morning, and prioritizing sleep is the second one. So I try to have sleep 8 hours a night at least. And otherwise, I read this book, In the Flow. I try to live with my cycle. I try to listen to my body when I'm like a few days before my period. I get really tired. I don't do any kinds of endurance sports, being too active. I try to not work too many over hours, to go to bed earlier, stuff like that. And if I have the energy, I love just doing my sports, meeting a lot of friends, maybe staying up a little later. Yeah, however it fits into my life right now.
Yeah.
That's pretty much,
Wow,
I would
that's
say. I
beautiful.
really try to
It
listen
really
to my
is.
body, to my cycle. Yeah, and to the
Yeah,
things
because
I
we
love.
go through
Amazing.
seasons, right? Like
Yeah.
we go through seasons. So it's like if you
Definitely.
know your body at some point well enough, you can just say, okay, this is what I need now. In a later season, I need more rest, right? It's exactly
Yeah.
that. But it's not always so easy when you're living, I think, like a stressed life where you have a lot going on. It's so easy to go back into the old habits, right? To just
Yeah.
say,
But I
okay,
would say I
that's
live in a
like, you know,
stressed life. Yeah. Like I don't have a
good.
job from home. So I have my patients. I have the same schedule every week. And if someone is sick, I normally work over hours to do more patients and stuff. And if I notice, okay, right now I actually feel like lying in bed or just resting, and I can't because I have 5 more hours of patients, then I still say, okay, but then I'm gonna prioritize the food that is good before getting your cycle or for the cycle phase, and I'm gonna try to go to bed earlier. So if one of the 5 things don't work, or 2, then I'm gonna try to do the 3 of them, and not to stress about it, just to listen to my body. So if I would have like a date with a friend and I don't feel like it at all, I would let her know and say, I'm so sorry, but I worked 12 hours. I just need sleep. Tomorrow's the next day. I'm getting my cycle. I'm sorry. Or let's go for a walk instead of we wanted to go for a bike ride. Can we go for a walk or a movie night or for dinner? Something like that. Just change it.
Yeah.
It's exactly allowing yourself also the, grace to be like, okay, this is what I need, and telling it to other people then, right? Hey, can you help me with this? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so true.
Yeah. Yeah. Also,
that's a big one. That's a big learning.
I never did that. Yeah.
That's a huge one. Oh my God. Yes.
I'm still not the best. person. But yeah, it's a learning. And it's important. Very important.
Yeah, I think it's a whole journey. Like it's always gonna be a journey, but yeah, trying it again and again, right? And listening. It's, oh my God, love. Thank you so much. It's so beautiful to hear you talking about your story and all your tips and tricks and how you listen to your body and how you find your balance, even though sometimes we all have here and there stress in our lives and work and everything. So it can't be perfect all the time, but then saying like, hey, maybe today I can't do all the 5 things, but I'm prioritizing 3. So my sleep, I'm trying to eat something, and doesn't always have to be everything, but trying to have a little bit and be aware of it and not stressing about it too much and listening to the intuition of your body. And this is so beautiful. And I think so helpful also for the girls outside who may struggle right now. And just thank you so much for sharing so open and vulnerably. It's really an honor to have you here and to hear you sharing so open. It means the world. And I think you will help a lot of women with this, and just being also courageous enough to say these things. Yeah. And it's really, really, really powerful. Thank you, girl. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me and letting me share the story, because I'm really happy if I can help people out of there. I think if I would have heard this a few years ago, I would have probably begun the journey earlier. And so it's really important to share it and to spread it out, that there is something like this. And if anyone just wants an open ear or just has questions, they can also always reach out to me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anytime,
Thank you so
really.
much.
Thank you for having
Thank
me,
you,
really.
Louisa.
Always. I think it's not gonna be the last time.
Yeah, I think so
It's
too.
so good to talk to you. And girls, thank you for being here and for tapping into the podcast every week, every Tuesday. And there are so much more to come. If you have questions, if you want to reach out, let us know. Reach out to Louisa and join the community, join our next sisterhood call. It's going to be in September, 13th of September, 10 a.m. CET, and we can't wait to have you there or to see you next Tuesday on this beautiful podcast. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye
Louisa.
bye.
Bye.
Thank you, love. Bye.